Hey guys, Kirsty Snyder here. When you guys get on, if you do not see the red live button in the corner, make sure to hashtag replay because you're catching this later on, which is awesome. If you guys are here with me live, when you guys get here, make sure to hashtag live in the comments and we'll get rocking and rolling with this algorithm. Let me know, as always, what city, what state you're tuning in from, and let's crack it out today, okay? Oh, let's see. Let's go in here. Let's see. Kirsty Snyder here. Okay, so first and foremost, we are going to be tagging people right now because it is so important that, hi, my Catherine, what's up, girl? It is so important that we tag people who, what, guys? Put it in the comments. What are we tagging people for right now? Tell me. Tell me what we're tagging people here for. Because if you guys remember something that we announced last Friday, we have an exclusive something coming up next Wednesday, and the people we're tagging right now are specific to the ranking of that. Are you one of them? Are you one of them? That's the first question. Something coming up next Wednesday. Oh, get out of here. We're tagging right now. Okay. All right. So start tagging people like Daniel has, you guys. We're going to announce. Let's see. Where did it go? Okay, we've got let's see, over a dozen people in this group who have hit director. Is that freaking stellar or what? Because holy cow, you guys, this is super exciting. When you tag them, make sure you put the @ sign so that it tags them and highlights it in blue. And then say in that message, congrats on hitting director. That way they know why they're being tagged. All right? And if you're tagging people who have not hit director, we can still all celebrate. We can still all collaborate. We can still all be here together. Super awesome stuff. But make sure when you tag someone, say, hey, check this out. Hey, watch this video. Hey, it's Focus Friday. Put something else in the comment of what you're tagging. That way the person knows why they want to watch or why they were tagged, okay? So giving a shout out. If you guys are, awesome and want to type this as I say it, you certainly can. I can also go back and do it. If you guys are being lazy, I can do it, but I'm the one doing the live video, so, take action. Okay, so congratulations. Hold on. My daughter's being a dork. Okay. Congratulations, huge congratulations to Mandy Rutherford, Jamie Douglas, Gary Halsey, my husband Brogan, Ashley White, John Artsberger, Lindsay Bailey, Janet Lagur, Janet, I don't know how to say her last name, my friend, Carlos Lurio, slaughtered that one too, Jason Perez, Miriam T-Rod, it's Miar T-Rod on Facebook, if you guys can tag her. Dawn Powers, Anna Casey, Sean Mullen, Lance Sumner, Alana Marie, Stephen Wynn, Cody Barron, Catherine DeLeon, Ontarian Hawkins, Timothy Thomas, and Stacy May. Awesome freaking work, you guys. Like, seriously, so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to tag everyone real fast to make sure that they can all see this. If you guys want to do the same, that's awesome. The more we can tag, the more they're like, ooh, what's going on? How many people is that? Did you guys count? Lindsay Bailey. Let's see, Janet. Janet, let me know how to pronounce your last name, my dear. Because I totally slaughtered it. I know I did. But if I got it right miraculously, that will be a trip. All right, Jason Perez, Carl Douglas. Did I say Carl Douglas? I don't know if I said Carl. I think I skipped him. Carl Douglas, you're one of them too, my dear. Let's see. Dawn Powers. My girl Anna. Whoops. Anna, Casey, Okay, you guys, you should be like bursting with excitement. These people right now hit director. Either they were, already director, crazy, or they were taking crazy serious action and hit director this week because they put, their head down and decided I'm going to freaking go for it. So, let's go. Sean, we got Lance Sumner, Alana. Guys, be tagging these people like mad right now, okay? Because we need to be giving them a shout out. We need to say congrats. It's not just a quick attaboy woohoo. It's holy freak, you took action, and now all of us are inspired to have evidence we can do the same. You still have, let's see, 13 hours. You've got 13 hours to make it happen. The cliche quote of where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, you guys, it's true. If your desire to hit director is strong enough, you will. The discipline has no choice but to follow through when your desire is there. But if you're going to pull an excuse of like, well, it's Friday and I'm headed out because of Mother's Day. Oh, well, it's Friday and I'm busy with this and that. Oh, well, it's Friday and yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's all I hear. That's all I hear. So we got Cody Barron. Catherine, I think, is here. Tagging you anyway. Haha. Ontarian. Tim Thomas. Yep, and Stacy. Okay, so I did not just practice what I preach because, I am doing the live video. But I tagged everyone here, okay? We'll make sure the right Stacy is tagged. How about that? Those are all the people who hit director. You guys, that's over a dozen people without me taking the time to count how many. Make sure that you give them a shout out. The people who took action and hit director this week, those people, by the way, that could still be you. There is still time. Do not pull the excuse of I can't, I'm running out of time, and I've been working so hard and I haven't seen any. Wah, wah, wah. I don't want to hear that you don't have time and that it's coming down to it and that, you have this and that going on. Yeah, bro, me too. Me too. Me too. And yet the reason I'm all in my branding of the K-Center this morning is because I recorded 2 things already. And right after this, I'm going to be recording 2 more podcasts. Hello? Hello? And my daughter's sitting right there on the couch. Do you think I have every reason in the world to have an excuse? Yeah, I probably do. I probably do. But can I just give you a little teeny piece of advice? Something like this weekend being Mother's Day, that is the perfect time to work on your business. Why? Because moms want what? They want the time and financial freedom. Moms want to contribute financially. Moms need to be told that they're appreciated. Moms need to feel that gratitude, not just for a day, once a year, woohoo, Mother's Day, thanks, Mom. No. This 110% is the time to focus hardcore on your business. So don't think that going live you can't do now because it's Mother's Day weekend. You've got time. You could run your own launch right now yourself and get 3 to 5 signups today. You can, because if I can, you can. Why? There's no difference between you and me. None. There is no difference between you and me. Unless you say so. See what I did there? It's a perception shift. If you think you don't have the time, if you think you cannot because it's Mother's Day weekend, if you think you're too busy and you got to run to soccer and you got to do this and you got to do that, yeah, man, me too. Me freaking too. And yet all of these people, over a dozen people, hit director this week because they made it happen. Where there's a will, there's a way. All 24 of you, put that in the comments. Where there's a will, there's a way. But let's focus in for a moment. Okay, the title of this was something about let's focus on figuring out your fear. What is your fear, guys? And it's not just the thing we talk about all the time of, what's your excuse? Well, I'm busy with this and that. Yeah, I know. I know. I understand that. You always make time for what's important. Do you not? Because we all have the same amount of time per day. We all have the same amount of time per day. Yet some people in this group are wildly successful. Some of them are kind of getting there. And some of you guys, nada, nothing. And I'm not just talking about if you're a director or not. I'm talking, what excuse do you have in your back pocket? What type of fear are you playing into that you give so much momentum and so much emphasis and so much definition on that you're like, I can't. I can't because. Because listen, okay, I'll give you an example. Had a close person in this group yesterday say to me, I can't because my spouse doesn't want me to make videos. Are you freaking kidding me? So what did I tell the person? It's not that you can't respect your spouse. You can. You can also, I know for a fact, have a conversation with your spouse about why making a video to promote your business, to have walkaway income, to experience true leverage. It's a good thing to connect. It's a good thing to have videos. It's a good thing to put yourself out there. But if you never do, because you have the excuse of what someone else, even if it's a spouse, says that you can't, they're not you. Oh my gosh, I've been married about a decade. You think my husband is going to not support me if I want to help our family out? No. Your spouse, your friend, your daughter, whoever, thinking that their opinion matters more than what you're aligned with your goals on, that, my friend, is an excuse. That, my friend, is an excuse. It would come down to how are you communicating what you desire? Because if you don't communicate why doing videos is important, why getting out and doing a freaking live video, get over yourself, is important. If you don't communicate how hitting director is important, of course it's going to feel like, no, don't do that. It's weird. Whatever. My husband is like opposite me as far as social media goes. He's the one who posts like, all the shared stuff on his timeline, where me, everything I post is so incredibly branded. But for him, he's like, whatever. That's not him. But I can tell you what, every time I have said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, he has supported it. Not because I'm a hard ass and not because I'm stubborn. I mean, I am those things. But it's not because of that. It's because we've communicated so well and so intentionally with each other that he supports what I do because it increases both of us. If I was stagnant, if I decided to give in to my fear, if I decided that it wasn't for me because I listened to other people, even though it's my spouse, even when it's my spouse, do you think I'd be where I am? No, my friend, I would not. So all 30 of you right now, be bold, be courageous, admit what your excuse is. Tell me it. Tell me what your excuse is. Tell me if it feels better. Tell me your reason, because maybe for you, you're like, but it really is so real for me. I don't even know how to use the word excuse. Oh my gosh, Kirsty doesn't understand. I promise you I do. I promise you I could if you'd express it. So all 26 of you now, tell me what your reason is for not going live. Tell me what your reason is for giving into your fear about making videos, about putting out content on YouTube, about being consistent on a place like Facebook Reels, about putting some type of engagement post for business, okay? What is your hesitation? What fear are you playing into that says you cannot? Even if that is a time crunch thing of like, it's Mother's Day weekend and I'm busy and I'm out of town. Guess who's also out of town right now? Daniel. Daniel is out of town right now. And yet he had the time this morning to go live on TikTok, to give everyone the shout out as he's driving for hitting director. Why? Because he craves your success. He has every reason not to do what he did, and he already went live this morning. So what the freak is your excuse, man? What's your excuse? Okay, so Huey says, my excuse is I'm not consistent. Guess what? Think of it like going to the gym. You guys have heard this before, I'm sure. Can you go to the gym and attain your health goals by going twice or say 4 times a month? Can you hit that goal of, losing 30 pounds, increasing your muscle mass, getting rid of your cottage cheese legs, whatever the goal is, right? Can you do that by only going on occasion to the gym? And can you do that by going to the gym but then eating donuts the rest of the time? No, you cannot. You can't. When you go to the gym, what happens? When you take your health goals seriously, what does that look like? You hire a trainer, right? You show up to the gym every night at 6 p.m. no matter what, or whatever time, right? You increase your water. You decide to work out. You have a schedule. For my husband, for example, he has a schedule. On Mondays, he does this workout. On Tuesdays, he does this workout. And he's up on roofs helping his team. He's closing mad deals all day long. That's very active, but he still goes to the gym because it's his goal. The situation, although he's working out at work, he still goes to the gym. So you could be making money at your job, but you still get to take this seriously. You still get to clock in, so to speak, and take this seriously. Because otherwise, can you attain your health goals at the gym? Can you get rid of those cottage cheese legs or increase your muscle or whatever if you're not increasing your water, if you're not stretching, if you don't hire a trainer, if you don't show up consistently? I would rather see you guys, okay, here's the example. Can you go to the gym for 3 hours today, be sore as heck throughout the weekend, finally kind of go to the gym, say on Monday for 30 minutes, and attain your health goals? No, it does not work that way. Not at all does it work that way, right? You feel me here? Same exact freaking thing with your business. I would rather see you spend 45 minutes consistently, no matter what, no excuses, every single day, than 3 hours today because I have the time, and then cold turkey nothing tomorrow because you're tired, and then 30 minutes Monday. It's so much more about the compounding than it is the amount of time. Do you guys get that? Do you guys hear that? Do you guys understand that power? Because think of it like this. Freak, relate it to marriage, okay? I've been married about a decade. I've got 3 kids. Do you think I could just tell my husband one time, back 10 years ago, hey, I love you. Oh, but you should just know that. Oh, but I'm only going to tell you that twice a month. Hopefully you just know. No, I get to do something in my marriage every single day to increase our relationship, to be bonded, to be close, right? Right? That's why people have things like, the love languages or whatever, so that you can be together with your spouse, that you can have a relationship, right? Think of it like this group. If I were to never go live in this group again, do you know how many people would reach out to me and question my commitment? Right? Think about it. If I just up and cold turkey, I decided never to teach on Teachable Tuesday again, never give you guys value, would that not be like, where the freak is Kirsty at? Right? Would that not be that way? Same exact freaking thing with your business. Same exact thing with your business. You get to show up for your business. You don't have to. You get to. See the difference? Have to is obligation. Have to is wah, don't want to. If I get to wake up early and I get to produce content, I'm excited about it. Because I get to. I get to go to my kid's soccer game tomorrow. I'm so excited. Rather than I have to go to my kid's soccer game tomorrow. See the difference? You get to be consistent, or you get to choose your fear. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? So Huey says his excuse, so to speak, is that he's not consistent. Guess what? I just debunked that for you, man. I did. Because you cannot have anything else in life. It's not even just business. You cannot have anything else in life if you do not be consistent. You can't. Think of it like, a kid's schedule. You try to get the kid on a schedule, no matter their age. It's predictable for them to go to school up from this time to this time. If that were to waver, it would throw the kid off. Same thing with you. Same thing with you. As soon as you don't do something for your business, it's easier to not do it the next day. I'll get around to it. Yeah. And then the guy who's 400 pounds, who thinks I'll get around to it too often, now has way more to do coming back to reach his health goals. Had he been consistent in eating the apple a day instead of the donut, the compounding would have been dramatically different. You feel me? Do you guys understand that? Give me some feedback. Do you guys roll with that analogy? Let me know. You need a reality check all around, Katie. Okay, and here's the other thing. Okay, some of you guys are being consistent. Some of you are totally taking that analogy of like going to the gym or being, kind to your spouse, whatever it is, saying I love you, that kind of crap, right? You're consistent in doing that. You're consistent in doing the daily disciplines. You're consistent in, posting on TikTok, creating a video, showing up to these calls, right? That's great. That's great. Then why don't you have results? Tell me in the comments why you don't have the results you want if you are being consistent. Because I could go to the gym. I could. I'm 10 pounds away from the goal I want to be at since having my baby. 10 pounds away. In fact, I'm probably healthier now than I am 10 pounds lost. Okay? But that's my goal. I want to lose another 10 pounds. The end. So what do I do each day? Well, I'm eating more healthy. I'm increasing my water. I do exercising and stuff at home. And I still work my business. I'm with my kids. I am in a dance class. Like, there are a few things that I do in order to attain that. My daughter is now 4 months old. And I'm like, how come I can't knock this 10 pounds? Why are my results like hanging out there? Why aren't they here? Right? So I can either stay in the fear of I must be doing something wrong, or I could lean into there's a gestation period. Does that make sense, guys? There is a gestation period. Just because I think I want to have a baby, it takes 9 months to have a baby, even though I wanted her here, right? Do you think you can build a house and have it done correctly with the right electricity set up, with the right paint job, all of that crap? Because you just decide to build a house? Swear on my life, if your crew building that house was done in 1 month, start to finish, of a brand new house, that house would be screwed up, right? There's a gestation period. There is a time for what you want and when it comes. Now, some of you, that does not mean that, oh, my time's not here, that's why I'm not director. No, dude, do not hold that excuse. That is not what I'm saying here. There's a time for when you plant the seed and when your harvest comes. So maybe some of you guys are in your July, okay? Roll with me for a sec. If you started in May, so to speak, and you're in your July, you're a couple months in, and you're like, hello, there are sprouts coming, but I don't see anything yet. What the freak am I doing wrong? And then you go down that rabbit hole of what you're missing out on, of how you can't, of how no one wants it, about how you're creating content and it's just not working, wah, right? You're in your July. You're hot, you're sweaty, you're parched, you don't know what it is you're doing, or if you're even doing it right, you question yourself, right? You feel me? Guess what? July is the hardest month. July is the most sweaty. July is the most aggravating because you see kind of some sprouts and nothing's actually coming up. You're trying so hard and it's not coming up, right? Guess what? August, there will always be a harvest. August, there will always be a harvest. You will reap the reward of what you're putting in now. Even if you're hot and sweaty and annoyed and parched as all get out. You know what I mean? You guys feel that? Do you understand? But if you stop in July and you say, I'm too tired, I don't want to, I've been working so hard, and it's not here, yet your success is right there. Your success is right there. You guys know that meme? The meme, the dude like digging in the dirt and he's literally this far away from his diamond and he's too tired, so he turns back around. Do you guys know that meme? That's where you are. That's where you are. Or maybe it's not where you are. Maybe you're like totally blowing this out of the water. You're like, nah. I get titaniums all day, every day. Maybe that's where you are. But at some point you had a gestation period of I'm putting in the work, I'm planting the seeds, yet I'm not seeing my garden. Right? Does that make sense? So don't freaking quit. Don't freaking quit. Now, I'm not saying you guys are quitting, but for the analogy, okay? To reap in your harvest come August, you get to go through May through July. That's part of it. That's where the growth happens. This is not an overnight thing. This is leverage. This is walk-away income. This is not, hurry everyone get in. Hurry everyone get in and then I'll tap into the next thing. No. This is for the long haul. This is something that you get to work on. You get to, not you have to. I have to work on it. Sounds so much more draining and so much more less empowering than I get to work on my business. I get to. I'm so excited that I get to work on my business. Oh my freak, what's going to happen today? I'm so freaking pumped up, right? Gosh, I'm like crazy up in here, okay? It's fine. Oh, I just think I'm so funny. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what I want you to realize. Just because, this is a wrench. You ready for the wrench? If you're ready for the wrench thrown in, all 26 of you say yes in the comments. I'll wait. I will wait. I shall wait. Okay. Here's the wrench. Okay? The wrench is if you are doing things super consistently and you're not seeing success, and say you're in September now, not August, and you truly feel your time should have come and it hasn't, but you swear on your freaking life that you're doing the things right. This is the wrench. And what I told you last week, I think it was, or maybe Monday, everyone put this in the comments. When you really understand this quote, you will see a shift. Until you understand this quote, you will not see a shift. So everyone, verbatim, put this in the comments. You ready? Successful people don't do certain things. Successful people do things in a certain way. Successful people don't do certain things. Successful people do things in a certain way. I do not have a green thumb. Can't keep plants alive to save my freaking life. I could work really, really hard in watering them, and for all I know, I'd be drowning them, right? I could put them outside and think that the right sun is, whatever, and I still wouldn't know, but that's what I think I should do. So when you're doing the daily disciplines and you're saying to yourself, but I'm posting on TikTok, I'm putting it on YouTube, stuff, but you're not doing it in a certain way, you're not going to meet with the success you want. More often than not, you'll miss it. Because it's not just doing the thing that matters, it's doing it in a certain way that matters. Okay? Do you feel me on that? And this is not to discourage you. This is not to say you're doing it wrong. It is to say you've got to check in with yourself and make sure that what it is you're doing every day actually is the right thing. Now, I'm not saying perfection. I'd rather you go full on speed, boom, and freaking fall on your face and have it be wrong than you not take action at all. I hope you guys get that. I'm not saying it has to be perfect. I'm not even saying it has to be perfectly designed and right and the words have to come exactly how you want. Hi, have you seen my lives? They're all over the place, right? They're not perfect. They're not structured. I literally had no idea I was going to talk about this till I'm in it talking about it, right? Passion, energy, excitement. You know what I mean? So, successful people don't do certain things. Successful people do things in a certain way. They do things in a certain way. There is a science to getting rich. There is a science and a formula to rocking TikTok, to understanding the concept of YouTube, to putting out content that people gravitate toward. There is a science backing that. It is not just throwing mud on the wall and being like, I'm consistent, where's my results? Shut up, man. Okay, I'm getting sassy now. I don't want to hear I'm being consistent. And not that you guys have been in my DM saying that. I'm just using it as an example, okay? I'm not calling anyone out. If you hold the fear that what you're doing is not good enough, if you hold the fear that you cannot be consistent, if you hold the fear of, where am I? Am I in my July? Have I missed my August? No, my friend, all of that is analogy. All of that is analogy, okay? Don't literally take it, but if you literally dissect the concepts backing those analogies, okay, you'll understand that if you're in your July now, don't freaking quit. Put your head down, get going. You've got less than, let's say Pacific time, okay? Pacific time right now is 9:30. And you've got till midnight tonight to hit director. So what excuse, what fear are you holding that is making it projected out to your audience that makes it so you're not attracting the right people at the right time for the right reason? Okay? Focus. Focus. You gotta focus. Focus on what you want. Focus on why it is you're holding the excuse. Because it's only in that discovery that you're aware of that you'll actually meet with success. That's the only way you'll know why you're not successful now is if you bring awareness to it. So Jamie, for example, Jamie commented, let's see if I can find it. Holy cow. Where is it? Okay, so Jamie says, my consistency on YouTube is my issue. The problem with recording my YouTube videos are honestly something so personal that I can't solve. It's so difficult, point blank, not even an excuse. Okay, so what I gather from that, if I were to read it again, because I'm not sure I understood 100%, are honestly something so personal that I can't just solve. It's so difficult. Okay? Without going into detail on that, that's something you can DM me on. Without going into detail on that, you guys, what I gauge from Jamie, and for a lot of you who maybe haven't commented yet, is it's hard to do something uncomfortable, especially when family is involved. It's hard to do something that's out of your realm when you haven't seen the success yet, right? The reason you can't solve it is because you're looking at it like this. I have contacts in right now. My perfect vision is clear. Right now, I have contacts, okay? I can see. But when I hold my hand like this, if I'm looking right here at my ring, it's blurry. It's blurry. If I hold my hand right here, it's blurry, even though I have contacts in and my vision is clear. It's only when I step away that I can see it more clearly. If you're so close into something, you cannot see it clearly. So take a step back, realize your power, and choose to do something about it today rather than saying, it can't work because. It can't work because. Wah, wah, wah. Don't freaking care to hear that. I don't care to hear it. Why are you telling yourself that? You don't care to hear it. Would you ever look at your daughter or your spouse and say, you can't do it. You're not good enough. Hey, it's going to be uncomfortable, so like, don't even try. No. So why in the freak are you telling yourself that? Think about it. Why would you tell yourself that then? You are your biggest problem. You are also your biggest solution. Do you guys understand? Does that make sense for you guys? Just like Danielle said, when you admit something as a problem, you accept it. But what is the definition of a problem? It's like someone messaging me yesterday saying, it's just really hard to blah, blah, blah. And you know what I said to him? What's hard? Hard like what? Hard like a rock? And then he laughed and I was like, no, really. Like, think about it. What is your definition of hard? Because if you think it's hard, hard like what? My desk? What is hard? What is that definition? Your definition of something that you're projecting is what's holding you back. So change your freaking definition of it. Change the emphasis you put on it. This is not difficult, unless you say so. You can be director within 12 hours from now if you say so. Even if you started yesterday, you can, unless you think you cannot. And no, it is not the cliche Henry Ford, whether you think you can, think you can't, either way you're right. You know he's true in saying that, but the reason it's true is because there is a science behind that statement. There is a formula behind that statement. If you think you can't do it, you're right. No matter your outside circumstance, if you think that you can and you really get emotionally involved with why you can, you will have an outcome. You will have a path that leads to success. And you won't even know that you're in July because you're so aligned with who you are. So debunk your thought. Get over yourself. Go live this weekend. Do it in the right way. Do it in the right way. There is a science, there is a formula to going live. I do it in every single one of my live videos. You guys probably know it. You've just never observed it enough to be like, oh, I should do that in my live videos. Yeah. Observe and execute. Observe and execute. Stop giving yourself excuses. Go freaking do it and shut your mouth about all the reasons you cannot. Because just like I've said before, if you're going to what if something, if you're going to go down the path of what if it doesn't work? What if I feel embarrassed? What if I say the wrong thing? What if my spouse doesn't support it? What if I can't afford it? All that crap. If you're going to what if something, what if the route of what if this does work for me? What if this does explode my finances? What if I do get out of debt? What if I do impact 1,000 people? What if, shoot, the list could go on. You have no proof of either. All you have is right now. So when you what if something, projecting it to the future, why are you what ifing why it won't work? Why are you what ifing why it can't? Hello. Wake up. Wake up. Come on. Focus. Focus on your business. Focus on what fear you're playing into that has no power over you unless you say so. Figure that out. Figure out what your fear is so that you can focus on what's important. You can focus on your leverage. You can focus on your business. Not the shiny object over here, not the spouse saying you can't, not the, uncontrolled, I don't know how to do a live video, whatever. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you want. Because what you want comes. What you want wants you too. Put that in the comments, all 24 of you. What I want wants me to. What I want wants me to. But if you don't believe you can have it, if you think you're in your July, so you're like, oh, I guess I'm just trudging along. No. It's the emphasis you give your July that allows you to move forward or not. Okay? And then focus. Stop getting distracted. Focus. Focus. What does focus even mean? Do you guys know? Focus. Let's see. Definition. The center of interest or activity. That's pretty dang good. Go figure. Duh, of course that would be the definition. But what is it? What was it? Let's see. Focus definition is literally the center of interest or activity. So what are you centering your thoughts around? The reasons you can't, the reasons it's hard, the reasons you don't have time, the reason your family this and that? Or are you focusing, are you putting your interest, your centered interest on why this does work, why it can, why you will, why you must? Which one? Because you can't have both. You can't have both. If there came a fork in the road and you were driving to a destination, you would either choose to turn right or you would choose to turn left. You cannot go both at the same time. So which one do you want? Stop talking, start doing. Stop cheering on, start doing. Stop commenting, start doing. Let's end this live video so you can go do. Okay? Deal? Put deal in the comments if you feel me. Let me know. Let me know. And shout out to all the directors who made it. Okay. I'll give a shout out one more time. Mandy Rutherford, Jamie Douglas, Gary Halsey, my husband Brogan, Ashley White, John Artsberger, Lindsay Bailey, Janet Lagur, Carlos Lario, no idea, don't know how to say your name, Carl Douglas, Jason Perez, Miriam, Don Powers, Anna Casey, Sean Mullen, Lance Sumner, Alana Marie, Stephen Wynn, Cody Varian, Catherine DeLeon, Ontarian Hawkins, Tim Thomas, and Stacy May. Along with Bill, Daniel, and me. Okay, go do your thing. Go do your thing, and we'll